In our own groups in OneClimate, in the OneClimate team, we have a lot of disagreements.
Oh, never.
Disagreeing immediately. And, I think we think it's extremely healthy. But because it's there for everyone to see and because people are Skyped in who can't come to the meeting, it's an open discussion. And as soon as it's open, it's incredibly creative because all these new inputs come in, which actually take you beyond maybe 2 fixed positions or 3 fixed positions to something even better. And so the concept of emerging solutions from everyone can only really happen. I mean, I often think you get a chord on a piano, it's not one note repeated, it's several notes. And that kind of, people talk about harmony being everybody agreeing, but to me harmony is when you disagree, but then you find something bigger that includes all this.
Excellent. Let me just give a small scale example that everyone can identify with. In any family, people get solidified in exactly the same ways. So what is a way out? One way is to design a set of questions that draw people into a fundamentally different kind of conversation. Here's one. What are the words that you would like to use to describe your family? What kind of family would you like to have? Do you most want to have? And people, yes, and then what you elicit is what comes from the heart, what people deeply, desperately want. And all of a sudden they're genuinely talking to each other. So part of it is, the technology of bringing people face to face. And part of it is the deeper technology of asking a question that is profound or poignant, that opens people's hearts to one another, that allows them to hear each other's story and recognize each other as human beings. That's the deeper skill, and that's a skill that we bring to the mediation process.
I often think that that's really what human rights fundamentally means. It's not diminishing the human being, but having the whole human being there to whatever extent they can and wish to be there.
There's a wonderful statement from Jean-Paul Sartre, who says, freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. And mediation is what you do with what's been done to you that is painful, that is makes you angry, that makes you frightened. But instead of sort of isolating you and setting you against one another, it draws you into conversation with each other. That doesn't mean it's easy. It means it's actually, that's where the real difficult work begins. But finally, ultimately, it's that moment of connection between human beings that is the creative possibility that allows them to transcend their conflicts and reach a higher level of collaboration and relationship. And it's true in any couple, it's true in a family, it's true in a community, and it's true within nation states.
We only have about 1 minute left, and I really want to things just run on. We keep moving here. But what I really want to nail down is a little bit, you've just recently been to Zimbabwe. I wish you could tell us just a little bit about what that experience was like and what you saw on the ground there in your mediation process. It's an incredibly interesting country right now.
Mediators Beyond Borders has a project now working in Zimbabwe. It's very difficult. The lives of people are very difficult, and what is essentially a civil war has divided people. What our project is doing is we're working in western Zimbabwe, around Bulawayo, among the Ndebele people, and many of them were supporters of Morgan Tsvangirai, and others were supporters of Robert Mugabe. The highest point of that conflict occurred when a group of youth from one village went to another village to attack it and were shooting into a house, not knowing that their parents were inside that house. So it ended up with the children shooting at their parents. So what we are doing is we're bringing the youth together from both of these villages to play some sports, have some food, and learn some skills about how to talk to each other. We're going to open up a conversation about what happened. And they may not end up agreeing with each other politically. That's not the point of it. The point is it possible for them to have a conversation about their disagreements that doesn't end in violence? And that's a skill, and one that I think we can absolutely teach.
As someone who has lived for a little while in the West African country of Guinea, I really hope you guys will be active there shortly, because I think there's some serious mediation in order in that country right now.
Yeah, we've actually received some requests to go into Guinea. Right now we're building a project in Sierra Leone. We have a project in Ghana, and we're working in a refugee camp in Ghana called the Buddha Durham Refugee Camp. Also in Nepal, Colombia, Ecuador, various other. And we have a person right now in Kosovo helping to build conflict resolution skills there. The idea is to have a long-term relationship over a period of several years where we build people's skills and then turn it over to them and support them in exercising them.
Mediators Beyond Borders, some really, really interesting work. Ken Cloke, thank you very much for being with us.